More to the game, I'm back. Like I told y'all last week, I'll be back this Sunday. I ain't missing no more days. And honestly, I just recorded this episode, but I had to do it again. It wasn't good enough. And the way y'all been showing out lately, I gotta come correct. Cause last episode, we had our most successful podcast in channel history. Yeah, y'all doing it big, man. Y'all doing it big, and I appreciate y'all. So I gotta give y'all that good content, that content that you itch for, you scratch for, that you need in your life every Sunday. Just like you need the law, you need this. I definitely try to make this as good as possible because I really enjoy doing it, and y'all make it so much more enjoyable when y'all support it. And honestly, I'm not the most personal person. So me coming on here and doing the podcast and giving y'all the best energy and the best conversation because it's just me, it ain't the easiest thing for me to do. You know, I had my co-host back in the day, King, my best friend. Shout out to King, shout out to Jimbo, shout out to the whole squad over there because they were a part of this journey as well, and it's still going over here and it's still going over there for them. So shout out Jimbo. Follow Jimbo on social media, get the app on your phone, use their service because they're going to be a big, big company in the future. So shout out. But for what y'all been waiting for, that good content, and we talking about WNBA. And before you act like all the other fans out there, don't turn it off. We're not actually going to talk about the game. We're going to talk about growing the game. I feel that the WNBA is at a pivotal point in its business. People all the time want to talk about the WNBA and how it lacks support and viewers, and the NBA players or the basketball fans need to support the WNBA. So we're going to talk about the real deal behind it, the nitty gritty to what's really going on with the league and how it can be fixed. Because begging folks to watch your games ain't going to fix the problem. And calling upon the NBA to do even more than what they already do for the league ain't going to fix the problem. The problem is within the product. And I'm not saying that the on-court product is the problem. It's the off-the-court product. You look at the NBA. You ever watch that documentary with the Boston Celtics and Lakers? I think it was a 30 for 30 on ESPN. Magic and Bird. That right there is what made the NBA take off. It wasn't just because the game was changing. It's because the outside interest that those characters, Bird and Magic, those guys were able to bring in is what changed the game. Because before that, it was about the league was failing, that the league had a drug problem. No one was interested in it. It was hard to brand and market. But when those dudes came on the team, it started taking off, like different. It ain't what it is today without them. So shout out to them. Shout out to Bird, shout out to Magic, because it made this thing happen. They made it shake. Wouldn't be the Jordans, the LeBrons, and Kobe without the Bird and Magic, because they took the league to a different level. And after the Bird and Magic era came the Jordan era, and his airness, the GOAT, his greatness, took it to a whole nother level. And then you get to the Kobe and Shaq, and then the LeBron comes on, and social media comes into play, and boom, the NBA is popping. NBA is like that. And the WNBA has to follow that blueprint, because what made it pop off at the beginning with the Bird and Magic was the drama. You got Bird, the trailer park white boy from Indiana, talking that cash, playing for the Boston Celtics. Then you get Magic, the smile, Showtime, LA, black guy. Those are two polar opposites. Even though they're good friends today, back then, they were rivals. And based on who you were and what you liked, you chose a side. Were you over here with Bird and the Boston Celtics? We're over here with Magic and the Showtime Lakers. And that divide is what grew the game. Just like our country today, like that divide is what garners all the interest, like the politics, like the right and the left, the conservative and liberal. Like that divide is what sells interest, because the casual person might not understand the nitty-gritty in terms of politics and laws and policies. Same thing with basketball. They might understand the tactics on that level, but they understand white boy, black boy. Just like that. It could be that simple. Or they can understand Jordan and the Bad Boys, Kobe and Shaq splitting up, LeBron and the Big Three, LeBron versus the Warriors, KD joining a 73-9 win team. The simplest things, the most toxic things, the drama, that's what sells and that's what grows the leagues. Because basketball is driven by the individuals. It's not like football where people have their teams that they live for and die for 100 years, generation after generation. Basketball is about the players. And the WNBA has to follow this model. You got to find the players that you want to market and find some drama to stir up some bug. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to find something to get the people interested, because they're not going to be just watching just to watch basketball. They're going to be watching basketball because of what drew them into the matchups. So whether it's two players that are rivals, two teams that are rivals, they got to find something that's polarizing to get people interested. Because if you look at the college basketball landscape, I know for me personally, I was the most interested in the women's tournament this past year because of the drama between LSU and Caitlin Clark and South Carolina and all that stuff. Like, the LSU team got me interested in their tournament. So with that being said, those players, those faces, those brands, you know, with the NIL coming in where these people are just growing and getting more and more famous and brand recognition, all that stuff, they're coming to the WNBA. They're not coming till they finish in college, but they're coming. And the WNBA has to be ready for that. You have to market around that. I don't know how they got to do it, because you look at the NBA, I'm sorry to tell you, but there's a lot of rigging going on. Like, them drafts, I don't care what you say. The fact that D Rose went home to Chicago, LeBron went to Cleveland, I'm sorry, but I find it very hard to believe they're just having by chance. So I don't know what they got to do. Referees, draft lotteries, TMZ, I don't know what they got to do, but this is an important time for the WNBA to grow their game. And they have what they need. They got the characters. Angel Reese, Asia Wilson, Sabrina, obviously the familiar face I already had with Breonna Stewart and the old-time legend Candace Parker. Like, it's so many girls out there that's great at the game, but they need that extra push in terms of marketing. But it's not just put them on a billboard or put them on a commercial. They need the storylines that go with it. And I think it's going to happen if the WNBA sees it how I see it. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I enjoyed bringing it to you as always, man. We going up. Like, the channel is growing. We are going up. I'm so excited. It makes my day to see those numbers come in. And we're going like this. Like, I'm just going to tell you right now. And if it keeps going like this, it's going to be crazy over here, man. It's going to be crazy. But as always, I'll be back next week with more content. Next Sunday, we coming back with something more controversial, something to get y'all itching for some more. And I hope you guys like that video, subscribe, follow on social media. Because I'll be back. I'll be back.